About Cstv News at 24 Esumrena Susima Chegu or my movie mentioned there Yachicha Yagde Eba Besomo Secasian and Seminole. My entry David Motintima and Cassana, what then ever told a just same should be dream. Average free our war, I dare say LGBTQ plus no or more upper say now Speaker of Parliament. Ababe kasa fa won se what na say na woyen hwehwenu efafa sasem no ehu na afei so afenyo maken e dey se babetu eja wo chewu se fa LGBTQ+ e chewa atotu a ewo ho no ewo se woye insakraya ewo mafei aze dongo adongo so e dey kasayo aba ese ewo se don kumano amode acho papa de ebrega na for senti a wakasa no ebedomu esuko de akosa sen weni sema hodwa nde ya jepina yede eba besomo Sarah's Dream Jewelries, Amsa Block Machinery and Block Manufacturing, KS Perfumes Co Limited, NAB Apartment Hotel and Afenso Crystal Director Shop. I want to know so ya sine we de kasien so de eba besomo edi am so me ama bafo amayenda yosima ya ba edi nchirman kasa ebesomo. Yara siya besha yesem no asiya yedieni akwa kuchemu ewo omaimo mrashe bejafi na nanwa de fiada anachese abejafo ekotena ase achese LGBTQ+ bill no na Speaker of Parliament de etumpendefo enemy se wonhwe na sasem no wombobo hu nanso no ade se sabre no efiada anachese mpendefo eji bill no de etuman de ejuma inde ameka say Speaker of Parliament Aban Kings Osman Agbagben de samatu ejawo chebo ese bill na chesende omo apas ne wose wotimi etnase na woye insakraye wo mesanse niema bia ewo mu no se yan hwemu eya na se yan fa niema engu akwema dachi bia no ebe ha adwempa ye.
In the aftermath of the proceedings of the House on Friday, concerns have been raised as to whether the final text of the bill, incorporating all amendments agreed to during the consideration stage, was available to members in a manner that enabled them to fully appreciate the exact form of the final bill before the third reading and ultimate passage into law. I have also taken note of concerns expressed by some honorable members that amendments adopted during the consideration stage did not reflect the position taken by the committee, as stated in the conclusion of the committee's report, to which, and I quote, "The committee, having carefully considered the bill, unanimously recommends," unquote, "its passage to the House." Unanimously recommends its passage to the House. Neither did the proceedings of that day convey the unanimity nor bipartisan understanding upon which the bill was initially promoted and deliberated upon. What is right must be done rightly. Honorable members, I call on Parliament to rely on the provisions of motions and the conventions of this House to go back to this historic and important bill and reconsider it in the way that is truly bipartisan to conform with the convictions and confidence of our people, the initiators of the bill.
LOT Speaker of Parliament Alban Kings Osman Agbagbin and I would say Kasano Nenuchi and naturally said Don Dodo no Mobanu Deni Mahama Ayariga and so Eden some to a jaw treble as a bill na in day or more a passe or more tintim crata so much just so yeah no Rashe Bejafie no and ya dear say met me aye bibia a day afa home.
You cannot in any way reverse what has happened. You cannot reverse what has happened. What has happened has happened. We have passed so many bills that say we. And indeed, there was no rule that was breached at all. What he spoke about, which is the need for a bill to wait for 24 hours, is something that all the time we handle by a procedural motion, asking for abridgment of time. And if you go and check the votes and proceedings, you see clearly that procedural motion was moved and it was allowed by the first deputy speaker, and we moved to abridge time, and then that enabled us to take the bill to the third consideration. So there was absolutely no breach of procedure. So I'm even surprised that he's raising breach of procedure. Yes, the rule says that we should always wait and do all that. But we've always used this abridgment of time to fast-track the process.
Na ora Mahama Ayariga Ekasawie ye etre na osanso ede etu eja sa wohwe bilia LGBTQ+ bill na in the parliament aje atumu no osi ono no waya na afemu de aka ene se Ghana mampeni John Dramani Mahama de nsam ebetintin ase na afenso aba bedimu a cheso ono no ochrebu ese oni akunyan anaso oni tumi bia ese obema imrano ayeketene ewo oman Ghana ha.
It is not a government of Ghana proposed bill. It's private members' bill. And so far as we are concerned, we have passed it. As for how he and the clerk decide to treat it, that I think is left in the hands of the general public, civil society groups who have been interested in having the bill passed. As for me, I knew President John Dramani Mahama has said that if a bill is brought to him, and unless there are serious constitutional violations for him to seek advice, he will give his assent to the bill. If they don't send it to him, that one is their business, and the business of those who sponsored the bill. I believe that as for the general public and Ghanaians, they have seen that me as leader have done my job. I have moved to have the bill passed, and so far as I'm concerned, the bill is passed. And if they decide not to transmit it because they are not convinced about its passage, that's entirely their decision.
Na yegusua ewo LGBTQ+ bill no ehu ensensem na donkuma wo mrashe bejafio mobano deni Alexander Kwamina afenyomaken and so ede iseva to edwa wo trebu ese bill no ukomu pa na chese sentence a ewo mu na so twa ewo mu no kame akoye se okopie mu ewo ye prisons ahodo ewo man Ghana ha no se ya adehia wo no omu ye bi pa ye de mu ye din ne sa ne ne was mpenefo eden hwehweye mapa edi egu akwemu na sa sentence no obetimi apegem na afen so bibia so etimi atoto na akwemu
to jail a person for his sexuality or her sexuality will not be the solution in maintaining our Ghanaian family values and ensuring proper human sexual rights. Mr. Speaker, in the list, such individuals who get into our jails become worse off. Mr. Speaker, as a law student, in my final year at Makola, upon visiting in Salome with my colleagues, it became clear that inmates were being sodomized. It became clear that people were rather getting deeper into that habit and that behavioral aspect of our culture that we dislike. I dare say, Mr. Speaker, that will be retrogressive should we insist as a House on a third reading with these incarceration provisions in the bill.
Na abejoku a wo mu ewo mrahye bejo mo hwe eye sikasel eso ehon teteye omo titire ni onokre ya esanso eye mrahye bejoni ade ema adehye wo Bogatanga Central eyo onmunyafo Isaac Adongo enso indeyi wode atu edwa wo trebo ese ewose donkuma no mo de achopa kese pa ede eba Ghana fo esanse Nanu ada MTN for a message be about to a journey na FA electronic transfer levy levy and they agent who at Rema or my Ghana how to say so say Nisika and I saw this car manual bia ya beti levy e free so Nandea yaka say dear was say don kumano ade so mo bo dom dodo no aban our teswa no omo bo no subo na openi trebu ese awose wode achopa kese pa ede ema Ghana for instance womu ana omode levy ede ebaye wabra abadada no achese nana adodanko ekufado kaneno na wote abenwa so achese mpelifo ede hihye mapegu akwemomode levy enso eba o my Ghana hano.
My colleague says that we introduced 8 other taxes without mentioning them. I am not surprised. Only recently they said that there was a certain e-levy that was roaming around at the Bank of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, I have in my hands a letter that was signed by the Bank of Ghana to MTN, dated January 31st, 2024. NDC was not in power in 2024. January. And in that letter, the governor of the Bank of Ghana at the Bank of Ghana of the MPP wrote to MTN giving them no objection to impose the following fees. 1. Introduction of a fee of 1% for cash out transactions below 2,000 Ghana cedis. 2. Introduction of a 0.75% fee capped at 55 cedis for all transactions related to mobile money wallet transfer to banks. Mr. Speaker, so the transfer from wallet to bank was approved by the descendants of Dr. Baumia. And these are the people who went and held press conference. Mr. Speaker, I want them to hold another press conference when we are done to apologize to the people of Ghana, because deception and falsehood has no place in our government. And the people of Ghana are watching you. Go out and do the briefing and tell them that you got it wrong, there was no such e-levy, and that you manufactured an e-levy that doesn't exist.
Anu team Rasha Bejoni Dima Adeshawa wa Bogatanga Central Eyonunyafo Isaac Adongo na wote sewo kasebe kwase fufuro mu na Adeshawa wa kulo eno ewo East Gonja mensni ewo Savannah Mantemu adesomode asundwe oyechire ahihye so anina ne se kopie mu ewo kulo adese wo kwantempon enye kra ama edwedie so etibi abafom na openi ba ko achese ogine mu ema adehye Mohammed Yusuf echirebo ese akwan no de enye na mom ne wasempidifo eba wo honom na afe akwan na atete apansam no metimi aya ede amamu na afe akwaniaba de nso etimi akoso.
Law is one of the leading yam producing area in Ghana. Through our hard working and farming activities, we contribute significantly to food security and supply larger quantities of yam to markets across Ghana and beyond. Sadly, the poor nature of our road network continues to hinder transportations of farm products, resulting in heavy harvest losses and economic hardship for our people around Klo traditional area. Beyond the road challenges, the people of Klo continue to suffer from lack of potable drinking water, forcing communities to depend on dams shared with animals, which is too bad.
Almost 30 more Juma, 5 months. Now, so send you a humanity corner. I'm say, I'm calling you, send you a pet. Untina, Chimba contractor. Then make a sign. Yamiadom, ye MP su Ebaha. Also, Ebay video, Kakra, Amayeti, as I say, or more my contractor. Nti enko ye ana yesa atisade a wo se MP na enkasa awo mfam
Oguswa ehwe area print break asie wo Cstv so na ye beto yensem no so Social Security and National Insurance Trust Yetranetia SS Snit meka say de ya de so mapa dwumedie bi eho entuma eno no eya apomodin isitibia eno no eboa machese wona wako ahundie no se kobasa wo ho dodo a onnante enko eya ayaresabia nemum no onya fa wo telephone na wo kwa be fude tintan ne so a obetimi enya wo nom so aba behwe wo entempa enfa ho ene echichi ne benche ya wo ewo
Taipa ede enim say yebeboa na pensioners omo call ahumi mu a yebekoso amount pensioner ebe sustain you. But ye dwen hu ne hu say uyi pension sika ode mana nipa ne well-being pension nko enye enough. Inti any partners about together National Health Insurance Authority and Trust Hospital and you design a telehealth program. Send your bear pension our ho na baby or one hospital ni ho ana ni ho pom fa no but obe sorry akọ hospital kwa anything a eno an say obe free to free number no doctors wo ho mo behwe no obo hwe ni wie nso a ye wo pharmacies a ni o ma hyehyɛ a obetimi akɔgye wo medication ana say mpo untimi nkɔgye mpo a omo be deliver medication ama wo baby a wo
Enochi and Steven Boachia, we General Secretary, Emma Pensioners Association, and so
it shows that our concerns are being heard and that steps are being taken to address them. These are concerns that pensioners always raise with the National Pensioners Association during our meetings. Access to healthcare always comes out as one of the issues that matter most to them. This is why we are very happy with this telehealth service, because it has been designed around the needs of pensioners.
Na yebejira nsenwe so na ya home site ye ba edwedie mu nsem de aka echi so ye de beso.
The manager of Crystal Jorek Pet Shop. Here, we have varieties of pet foods and accessories. When it comes to dog foods and cat foods, we have everything. We have the 25 kg pellets, the 20 kg, the 10 kg. We have Happy Home, High Performance, Dog Chew, Jack Pet Food, GC Puppy and Adults, High Retrieval, Happy Canine. When it comes to the leashes or the collars, we have everything, whether small, medium, or large. We have their supplements, their vitamins, fish oils, medicated soaps, and their tablets. We also have the flea and tick sprays. They are refreshers. And when it comes to their bowls, we have different types of bowls: stainless or plastic bowls, medium, large. We have their traveling bags, their bathing tubs, their towels, and all their chains as well. We also do breeding of dogs and cats. Whether you are looking for poodles, puppies, any mixed breed, we have them. Foreign cats too are available. When it comes to their treats, we have the big bones, we have their biscuits, we have their snacks. We have our locations. One is located at East Legon American House, adjacent KB Clay, near Intifo Avenue Street. We also have a branch at Blue Lagoon, Sacramento, opposite the Ghana Poultry Farmers Association, General Anchor Street. You can contact us on 0243 03 2066 or 020 473 8175. At Crystal Jewelry, we will always want your pet to smile.
That's why I share area pranto breakers here was Cstv. So they do so a JDMO as na Ghana Mampini Abedi Professor Jenana Opoku Ajiman and the in Crunching Sem and the Amawana Woodia a year and more or my Ghana has said one toswa na chese a Juma Wodi Esu national and so it to be and called name no the same way to Jawa Broko Jana Ghana Mampini John Dramani Mahama and name a year Jumedia or the Ashisha Suya West Africa Rice Investment Roundtable Modesha so ever in crime Pupuni Mountain.
Beyond rice, this gathering is also about economic transformation, regional integration, and Africa's capacity to feed herself with dignity and confidence, even in an uncertain world. Distinguished guests, food security transcends agricultural concerns. It is connected to macroeconomic stability, social protection, national security, and geopolitical independence. The disruptions of recent years, including climate shocks, have exposed the fragility of global food systems. Export restrictions, trade tariffs, and geopolitical tensions have reminded the world that countries that import too much food also import vulnerability.
Food and Drug Authority in Pennyfor at the Kokobo at the Mawana Waton a year electronic cigarette. Our or my Ghana had no says one chua home and far every when Sansi Etia in Rapa ye. Now they are two a dry SSA chua in Rano and no one so ebedi.
I would advise the youth out there, and especially our women, is that tobacco is toxic in every form. There is nothing like a safe form of tobacco. Shisha is a tobacco product, and research has shown that if you engage in an hour session of shisha, you are smoking like 200 sticks of cigarette at a go. So you can imagine smoking 200 sticks of cigarette. So I would advise that they should stay away. They shouldn't be deceived. The shisha is not a safe alternative. It is not the better form, or it is not a fashion. They shouldn't toy with it. It is toxic. It is damaging. It damages every part of the system. Same with the E6. For E6, the vapes, they are illicit products. They are banned. They are not supposed to even be here.
Na yebe frejojebo ensem na yedieni achiremu ewo obi my so ebejine mu ewo US mine emu na make say the US aban no ede asotwe fofokra ede abo eye M23 ana face no FDLR eye akendefo mienu achese na no adawa koto ehye eye DR Congo adishia eswa eno so basabasa ya so make us say they are just say what they are such a frokra ede ama safo no ye be free obi man so ensem na de ni achirebo ewa gudiebo ensem na inrada ana match baako eto edwa Ghana Blasters ye ne Wolves echo di ehyiemu chese game baako eto dwa eno na game no echo na wie na chese 1-1 eno ana chese after the game no Carlos Queiroz no head coach at the Blasters of Ghana after the game no ye name say we just say wonja ye my intin say ma what to Johnny B
in terms of the chemical of our movements in order for our players when they have to make decisions they could do it more fast, more efficient, with more confidence, especially when we go forward, when we have the opportunities to attack. Today we still saw in the game that was some moments that they could go, but they lose one fraction of a second in the forward pass, and we have to start everything again. I think now with more training, with more harmony, more chemical, they'll be more confident to make those decisions to go forward.
Carlos Queiroz no na obi e chere na osanso ede etu eja o chere bo se wa bra chese akensie no eba abekoso no chese eye instructions a wo de kasa hodo a wo de ema eye boys no na chese wo ko page de so no eye kasa wo ne wo e kasa ye no yade so wo di super ye na ndra o hwe eye match na eto dwa no Ghana Blasters omobo mo ho modern pie.
We received 9 players yesterday. They just arrived from London, taking issues of passports. So we've been training with 9-11 players. Only yesterday we have one training session, and we assembled the team. And I asked them to make a couple of simple things, and straightforward to your question, what pleased me a lot was the way the players answered to my instructions, to my game plan. They're really brilliant. They follow, they respect, they trust the game plan. And just to give one example, I think it was the first time in the team that all played with that veteran center backs together, and they're brilliant. I mean, they just follow the basic rules, calm, confidence, trust. So we have a good starting point. What pleased me more of this game was with 3 training sessions we have this answer. So I believe next week with the program of 10 days of training sessions we will make a lot of progress, and we're going to be much more consistent and efficient.
Head coach at the Blasters of Ghana, Carlos Queiroz, and I would say so. Kasana Indra Akono Yene Ayos no Natchese, Shabia Natchese, and Yefediagro, boys no more yadia pa a ye. Now, after the game, no Ghana Fonso, Echre won Adrian at the FA, Acacia one a was a boy.
Come on, quick up. I'm the press of the man. I'm nodding. So I say, well, as if one is away from press on the man. They're me no cray. Now, no, yet. I'm born on my bonnet. A year, bye. Charlie, almost keep it up. Keep it up.
Boy, Ghana for born dear. Ahumati bebre because Obetman will say professional footballers all move ball. To breaking defensive lines easily.
Kakra to say the improvement of them. Still first, a bay idea. Away your move, no miss me.
No, Bibi also send a Cornelia. None of them, Nini free coaching. Now one guy say, in fact, now one guy say, it's all Ghana match. Bopa. And yet, I think you turn on my queen as a got to say 90%. I'm paying for say a strong woman. The way our man is corner blasters, you never reach him. But we won't be anymore. Ghana, this is a tournament to Kurano. The coffee coach, and go see any coaches in the Wano. There are some players at the BI, but Pioneer, we wake up on a mix near the Apple. I got a team media, me one pie say, it's near my name or Moya or Munyai, because it's Siano and never quite new one, which I was a beyond Riviano. I'm not finding serious match.
Nunti Ghana for an hour to say almost a casa after the game I was a cowboy no na ye be free in some way a mona to say a quack of ye Cassian na any JDMO and some na South Wabedi tra was showing a quansraho and some a bay cool Santana. I just say they were there about a day ama a ISO speed as I say I just say why in June be a FIFA World Cup a year in new matches a tenny our abe fitting time so far a year I just say a dear and as a man who do a wabubo mudini na Ghana so a can who a biena a beku Santana akasa wotremo as a sanyum way a bebua pa matches oh my Ghana yedini it's me ashata or mine afana baby now or sanso ede etu eja ese I was say Ghana man penny and I say Ghana man penny de share mapa edi egu akwemo na fesuno eba Ghana eba yesika sem and I say ya kwansra ho ensem so a ebetimi edi mu pa ye wo omayimu na yebegira nsem we so na kase yebuabua no nyina no yede ebesi ewa hanwo ko we no so ya sinde wie yede pinye ede ebeso mo Saris Injuries Amsa Black Machinery and Block Manufacturing KS Raffines Co Limited NAP Apartment Hotel and our face Crystal Direct Shop abuna mo so ya sinde wie yede kase so ede ebeso mo na no so me je pinye ni ene ma no ama Bafua Matra.